Okay, so the KSPCA is basically the Kenya Society for the Protection and Care of Animals, and that's basically its mandate in our title. Our work is to care for animals which are in the field, which are injured or in danger of harm. So we don't only work, a lot of people think we only work with cats and dogs, but we work with basically any animal that is injured or in danger of harm. We would rescue it. We are the only shelter, as you can see here in the background. We have the animals who are injured. They are brought here for treatment, rehabilitation, and then we find them new homes from there.
So, my name is Devi, and this is Nir, my husband, and we have two dogs. The older one is a Chow Chow. His name is Buddy, and the younger one is a retriever, a golden retriever. His name is Tiki. He's 6 months old. And we love them.
I think there are a lot of misconceptions around dogs' ability to feel pain, sort of the needs that dogs have. A lot of people traditionally looked at dogs as a chattel, as something that you had which served a purpose. So it was either a guard dog or, something like that, or a source of income. For example, you have puppies and you sell them. Traditionally, because we didn't really have a pet culture, a lot of people thought that animals' needs, or dogs' needs specifically, were lower than, for example, a human's needs. So it didn't necessarily need to eat as many times, or it didn't need to have a good quality diet. It didn't need to have shelter, or it didn't need to have medication or anything like that. And I think that is one of the biggest challenges that we face as dog owners in Kenya, is understanding that dogs have needs and that these needs must be addressed for their well-being.
A lot of, whoever knows me really well knows that I am terrified of dogs. Well, I was terrified of dogs. And Nir has always grown up with dogs in his family ever since he was little. So we actually saw Buddy and we just fell in love. And we'd actually gone to see another dog earlier, but I just couldn't get around to the idea that there's going to be a dog living in our house. But then when we saw Buddy, my heart just melted and I was like, no, we have to have him. And definitely the first month of having him was rough because I was so scared and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to look after him, nothing. But then one day, I just woke up and I was like, oh my God, we have a child. and then I guess that's where I fell in love.
Okay, so the first thing you want to make sure that before you adopt a dog, you want to make sure that you have a good shelter for it. You have bedding, so somewhere warm that it can sleep. You have food, somewhere you're feeding it. So you have food utensils and you have food, and you want to make sure that you have access to veterinary services. So those are the three basic things. You want to have shelter, food, and medicine. Now, if you want to have the dog as a pet, then you will be looking at involving it in the family as a member of the family, because social well-being is just as important as physical well-being. Those are the four things that we stress to anybody who comes to adopt a dog from here.
Well, it's not been very difficult as such because I've obviously grown up with dogs over the years. So we had quite a few, obviously, pets at home. So I think for me it's been quite straightforward. But I think living independently now, obviously, we live together. We got married about 2 years ago. So I think it's been quite a journey trying to bring up a dog ourselves. Obviously, in the past we used to rely on my mom, my dad, helping us bring our dogs up, and now obviously it's actually a relief that she's now used to our dogs at home, and now she's actually one of the biggest pet lovers I know. So I think it's actually been an amazing journey so far. And I think we're having a lovely time as well, and you can hear our little parrot making noise in the background as well. Yeah, exactly. So it's actually, I think it makes the house very lively. Getting home from hard days of work makes you smile as well. So it's been a great journey, Yeah.
We have had, as you've said, a lot of controversy in the media recently with talks about shooting dogs, with our Governor Sonko talking about starting a dog meat market to try and reduce the stray dog population. And what we have to understand is that stray dogs don't this hasn't happened in a vacuum. We have to educate people to say things that attract dogs, because there's a reason why there's more stray dogs in built-up urban areas than there are in, say, suburban areas. And these are things like garbage disposal. So you want to dispose your food properly, cover it, make sure that it's locked in tight, that dogs cannot come and scavenge, because dogs will be looking for three things: shelter and food. Well, two things: shelter and food. So you make sure that you have all your food disposed in a way that they don't have access to. You want to make sure that all your pets, if you own any dog, you have it confined in an area in a humane way. So you make sure that your fencing is proper, so your dog isn't wandering. You want to make sure that you spay and neuter your dog so that it doesn't have puppies that you cannot afford to take care of, because what happens is you then dump them. And the fourth thing we want to stress is no dumping of animals. Those are the four main ways you can educate people about managing stray dog populations. Then when you add on to that campaigns to spay and neuter and vaccinate. So we recently had one in June or July in Kibera, we had 956 vaccinations and about 126 spays and neuters, and this was done in conjunction with a partner organization of ours called TNR Trust. And the purpose of campaigns like that is to not only to advocate, to teach people, so it's to create awareness and to educate, but it's to help manage stray dog populations, because if you're spaying and neutering, eventually they will not be able to breed long term. I mean, we're really talking about a very, very long term. So this is something that you have to have patience with, but that's the best solution to stray dogs.
Again?
Last one.
Okay. Wait. Are you sure? Which one? You know.
For us, I think it's our babies, right? Our parents and a lot of other people keep telling us, oh, you guys need to have children now, and we tell them we already have 3. Look, exactly.
I
And
think
they're like,
even when we
yeah.
talk to our friends, we always say our kids. We never actually, I don't think I've ever called them dogs. Like, we always say our kids.
Yeah.
Even when I'm talking to Buddy and Tiki, I always say Daddy and Mummy. I never say Neer and Devi. And yeah, I mean, like,
No, they're just part of family.
Yeah.
They're part of our family. Obviously, dogs have emotions as well, and you can see it. I mean, the reason they tear up sometimes is because they miss you if you're not around. The reason they start wagging their tails and going crazy is because they want to just be crazy, happy, and play with you. So I mean, they have a lot of emotions. It's just like a human baby as well. And obviously, they're just really nice to be around.
Well, I would say if you rescue a dog or a kitten, congratulations, first of all. The first thing you need to do is take it to a vet to make sure that it is disease-free, it doesn't have any vermin like any worms, because some of these are transmissible to humans. So you want to make sure that your pet is comfortable, but that it's also safe to bring into your home. As soon as you've got that done, you take it into the home, you give it some food and some water. Your vet can advise you on what best diet it may have. It may have some special dietary requirements if it's very malnourished or something, and you provide it with shelter, and that's literally all you have to do.
And now I do know is about adopting a dog instead of buying a dog. It's unfortunate that we didn't know about this before we got Buddy and Tiki. And I mean, obviously, now that I do know about it, I would definitely. I think the other reason why it's good that we didn't adopt is because, like I mentioned earlier, I was terrified. I actually had like a minor phobia of dogs. And I think if we had brought in a rescue, like, I probably wouldn't have known how to like handle him or like bring him up or look after him. So I guess now that we do know, our next dog is definitely going to be a rescue. Yeah. Buddy, come.
A very good morning to you. This is how we start Friday edition. Today we have pet lovers in the house. We have very important pets, VIPs in the building. We have Buddy here who's trying to compete with me to be on the screen. We also have Tiki in the house, and we have their lovely mom. Because, you know, we all know people have fur babies. We have Devi. Devi, welcome to the show. This is Friday edition. I think Nina is on her way.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to be discussing pet lovers and how different families treat their pets. Now, in the studio, we have Devi. Devi calls Tiki and Buddy have fur babies. She's going to be telling us in a bit why. Remember, later on in the show, we're going to be having Jim Anagwanso in the building. That's a guardian angel who's going to be featuring on this show with Baraka Music. And we have lots and lots of more entertainment lined up for you guys. Remember, you can still talk to us via TV47KE. You can keep interacting with us via our Facebook page. Just make sure you call in as well. The number is on the bottom right of your screen. And now let's start by talking to Debbie, who's Tiki and Buddy's mom.
Yes.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
You have your hands full.
Very much so.
Yeah,
Both of them, literally.
Both of them, literally. It's quite a task. Thank
is.
you for coming on the show. Now, remember we first came to the house and saw how you guys live with the pets.
Yeah.
Most of the people prefer to keep their pets outside the house.
Yeah.
What informed your choice?
So, as you know, we live in an apartment building,
Yeah.
so we don't have the liberty or the luxury
Yeah.
of having a huge garden.
Compound, yeah.
Yeah. We have a communal garden on the ground floor, which we take them for walks on every day or almost every day, depending on our schedule.
Yeah.
And yeah, so hence we decided to have more sort of indoor dogs.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So what does it entail, like for you to have a dog in an apartment building? Because I'm sure most people would want to do that.
Yeah.
But they're thinking probably my space is small and dogs are not meant for the apartment. Like, how does it work for you? How do you
Right.
make it work?
So we actually did some research on chow chows. So Buddy, this big guy here is
Yeah.
Buddy,
Yeah.
and he is a chow chow. So
Yeah.
their breed does not require them to have too much exercise.
Okay.
Half an hour tops a day.
Yeah.
Whereas with retrievers,
Yeah.
they do require a lot more exercise in the day.
Yeah.
But as you saw in our apartment, you know, we have stairs, we have a huge balcony
Yeah.
upstairs.
A patch basically where they can dig in the dirt and
Yeah.
hide their toys and find them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And so you really need to take into account the breed of
Yeah.
dog that you have
Yes.
before you make such a decision.
Definitely.
How about, are they like destructive in the house? Do they like tear things down? Like, what happens? Because most would want to have a pet dog in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
They're kissing each other.
They're kissing
Yeah.
each other.
Tiki
Yeah.
cannot live without Buddy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How long have they been together?
So we actually got Buddy almost a year ago,
Okay.
and we got Tiki about 3 to 4 months ago.
How old is Tiki?
Tiki is now 8 months. He
How
just,
old is Buddy?
8 months yesterday.
8 months. This
No.
lion?
Tiki.
Oh, okay.
Tiki is 8 months,
I just
and
called Buddy a lion.
Buddy
Yeah.
is 14 months old.
14 months.
Yeah.
1 year and
2 months
2
old.
months.
Yes.
That is huge.
Yeah.
So the chow chows, like.
Oh yeah, sorry to answer
Yeah.
your earlier question.
Yeah.
So Buddy was very good. You know, their breed, they're a very independent breed. So he didn't really care much whether we were in the house or not.
Okay.
So if we did have to go out, you know, we would just leave him by himself. He would play with his toys, do his own thing, you know,
Yeah.
pass out for a little while.
Yeah.
And he'd be fine. Tiki, on the other hand,
Is very active.
yes. And he's a scavenger breed, so they just like to dig up anything or bite up anything. I mean, he's ruined. You saw the picture of our couch, right?
He's ruined a lot of things in the house. But then
Yeah.
again, you still feel that you can still have them in the house.
Yes.
Why? Because you want a dog lover in the first place.
I was not.
You get converted. What made you make that decision? Like, what was the turning point?
A small, tiny little buddy.
It was adorable. You
He
couldn't
really
just say
was.
no.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw him like the first time I ever saw him, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. We are all wowing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I just knew I had to have him.
Yeah.
And then I just fell in love.
Yeah. He's really behaving today.
He
So,
is.
what are their dietary expectations like? Is it expensive, Tiki?
He's doing yoga. He's our yoga baby.
Tiki is a fitness guru. Yeah. So
He's playing with the carpet.
I know. So,
Tiki,
like their dietary expectations, is it what do they require? Like, for example, how many meals do they need in a day, and
Let's
stuff
not
like
bite
that?
the carpet and
No,
ruin it,
here you
Papa.
go. Yeah.
Let's cover that up.
Yeah. So, like, how many
Yeah,
times do
sorry.
they eat in a day?
So we've now reduced. Buddy initially started with 4 meals a day, and then we reduced him to 3 meals.
Yeah.
Now he has 2 meals a day
Yeah.
because of his age.
Yeah.
Tiki as well started off on 4 meals, and now he's on 3 meals a day.
So generally, is it expensive to like have these pets? He's going to check me. Is it expensive, food-wise? I'm sure they go to the vets.
Yeah.
Like, is it very expensive, or can anyone just have?
Yeah, I mean, I think initially we had. Is he stuck?
No, he's not stuck.
Okay. Buddy, come.
It's Buddy. He's just.
He's like, I want to
He's
go
like,
on
what's
that
going
side."
on? Yeah.
Yes and no. I mean, initially when Buddy was by himself, even the vet had told us that he needs a friend.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so initially when he was by himself, he had lots of things coming up, and we would have regular visits to the vet.
Yeah.
But
Buddy.
now because he has Tiki,
Our friends. So
Yeah.
incidences have reduced.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
It's
So they
with
actually,
humans.
it's like what Nina was saying.
Yeah.
Nina is the executive officer at Kenya KSPCA, and she was telling me, she was also in the feature before. She was
Yes.
telling me that these dogs actually have feelings. Like
course.
if you leave, there's a way they react.
Correct.
If they're hungry, they'll let you know. Like they have their language,
Yeah.
and it's easy for you as their mommy to pick it up. Is that
Oh
true?
yeah. So
Yeah,
I
it is.
didn't realize this, and then one of my friend came home once, and I was like, "Oh, Buddy's
Come, Buddy.
hungry. Let me just go feed him." And she was like, "How did you know this?" And I was like, "I don't know."
I
like,
just know.
And that, like, she made me realize that I can actually understand them and
Yeah.
what they're trying to say to me.
Yeah.
So completely. I mean, even with us, with humans, if you just leave a person to be by himself, and everyone else is like, okay, I mean,
Sociable. and- yeah.
they would not feel comfortable, and the same thing with him. But as soon
Yeah.
as Tiki came into all our lives, things have just changed for the better.
Changed.
Yes.
People get to ask you, so how many kids do you have?
You go like, I have 2 fur babies, and they're like, say, what now? Do you
So
get
I
the
don't
reaction?
I don't even say fur babies.
You
I
just say, I have 2 babies.
I have 2 children.
And so when they come over to see the 2 children, they're like,
Exactly.
wait, we carried fries, and now we.
The funniest
didn't
is
really-
seeing Indian people's reaction to
Yeah.
I have 2 children, because they're like, oh, we were
When
not
did
invited
that
for the baby
happen?
shower?
Yes.
How?
Yeah, and then when they come, they find Buddy and Tiki happily roaming around the house.
Exactly.
When it comes to owning pets
In this country.
Yeah.
How is the experience
compared to outside the country,
because I'm sure you're limited here, like having it in the car when you're going for rides or walks. Do you do such things in the first place? Do you have
Yes.
those activities?
Yeah.
So
So
how is it cultural wise? Because I think going around with this pet is a bit difficult here.
yes,
Somebody-
because in the UK and the US, in those kind of countries,
Yeah.
you have malls which are more pet friendly.
Yeah.
I mean, there is one doggy spa here in Kenya.
Yes, there is
which
one.
you're the one who told me
Yeah,
about,
I told you
actually.
about it, yeah.
But in these more developed, he's getting impatient.
No, actually, he had my director asking, "Can the dogs bark?" And the instruction is like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "What?"
Oh, you're clever, buddy.
Yeah. So
Yes, sorry, yeah.
So they are more.
dog friendly malls?
Malls, swimming pools, things like that, where dogs can go to, whereas we don't have as much here in Kenya.
So much more can be done.
Exactly.
How about teaching them?
Tricks and stuff like that. Do they do? And
Then you have a bag. Like,
Yeah.
what? Really? Like when somebody is carrying a bag and they're probably going to the clinic with a human baby, they have stuff in there. You have their bag. What's in their bag?
I mean, they're my children, so
Yeah.
I have to have a bag for them.
so what's in the bag?
So, let me.
Water. I saw water.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what's in the bag.
Come here, buddy. Yeah.
Buddy, that's your bag. He knows it's his bag. He's like, that's my bag.
Tiki knows their tricks.
What are you doing with my
Treats in
bag?
there. Wait.
Okay. Tiki.
Tiki is behaving. He knows their treats in
Okay,
there.
so we have his water bottle. We have treats.
Yeah. What are those? Cheese?
Cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, cheese blocks.
Cheese blocks.
He knows where the treats are. Okay.
So we have cheese, we have water.
We have a collapsible water bowl.
Okay.
So you just open it like that.
Yeah.
So this I carry like as there is one
There's
right
nothing
now.
in here. Yeah.
The water bottle I usually take it when we go on walks.
Yeah.
Because it's more convenient.
Okay.
And then we have their 100% biodegradable poopy bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, and then just water top up.
So they don't like take juice or stuff like that.
No.
It's just water.
Yeah.
No sugar. Like, what exactly is a no-go zone when it comes to food?
So I know grapes are very toxic
Yeah.
to pets. To dogs.
Yeah.
There's chocolate, which is toxic to dogs. Not a lot of people know this.
Yeah. And cooked food as well. Like with the onions and the spices. It's
Onions,
not allowed.
yes. Onions are toxic to them. Spices, no, because that's not their natural diet.
Yeah.
And then sugar, processed sugar.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They're not
So
allowed.
water any day.
Yes.
So at how about processed oil, like just the normal vegetable oil? Can you do that?
Vegetable oil is fine. It's absolutely fine. In fact, we actually give that to Buddy sometimes as a natural laxative.
Oh, okay, it works.
So there's been a couple of times where he's been constipated, and as opposed to pharmaceutical medication, we opt to go
Vegetable
for the
oil, and it
natural,
works.
yeah,
okay.
natural remedy.
I think he's thirsty.
Yeah.
So when it comes to exercise, you just do the walks? Do you take vacations together? Like, what exactly is different from the Kenyan ordinary Kenyan sin?
Okay, so the good thing with Kenya is we have quite a few pet-friendly hotels and resorts. So
And also boarding homes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So last year in December, we actually took Buddy to Magadi. There was a house there. Excuse me.
Did he just
Burp?
on
Yeah.
air? Yeah.
Yeah. So we took him to a house in Magadi where he loved it. He absolutely loved it. So,
Yeah. So Buddy is like 14 months.
Correct.
How many times have you had to take him to the vets for vaccinations and stuff like that? Sorry,
Treat.
we're about to let you go. Buddy, here, buddy. Like, how often do you do the vaccinations, and what else is needed?
So
when you
when-
first get a pet, the first thing you're supposed
Correct.
to do.
So when they're puppies, there's one of the most deadliest viruses around, which not many people know about, is the parvovirus, which can be completely lethal. Well, lethal? Am I using the right word?
Probably.
It's basically danger, like red zone
Yeah.
for dogs. When they catch it before 5 months, they're most likely not going to make it. So that is one of the most serious things.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have the normal worms medication, the tick and flea medication.
Any vitamins?
Yes.
Stuff like they do as well?
Yeah.
Awesome
So,
stuff.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
also something else you did, Devi, that really amazed me.
yeah.
Like, you've really embraced your fur babies. Okay, your babies. Don't kill me. So I want us to watch something.
Yeah.
And then you'll tell me what that was about, right?
Okay.
Okay. His birthday.
Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, bye. Buddy,
That's a clip of Buddy's first birthday, right? Devi had organized a full birthday party. She had invites out. She had the whole thing, catering ready. And then she had neighbors and friends and relatives who had their dogs as well, who came over for the party. And they even had a goodie bag. Like they
Yes.
could go home, a take-home bag. Tell us
Like
about
I said,
that.
they're my
Yeah.
children. So
Yeah.
when we throw birthday parties for children, we go all out, right?
Yeah. So that's what you did.
Yeah.
What was the reaction of the guests who came in, or they knew? Apart from, okay, the ones who had pets, that's like a normal thing.
Yeah,
How about
yeah.
the others?
So we actually, it wasn't a big birthday party. It was immediate family, and
Okay.
they knew about it.
Okay.
But when they came in, they were like, "Wow, you've gone all out," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Of course I have."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, to you, they're not even like dogs or pets, they're your babies.
Yes.
And you treat them as such.
Yeah.
So what can be done better in the Kenyan scene, like pet-wise? Because remember, when I came over to your house, you mentioned about humane dog population management.
Yeah.
Like some of the things that are going on out there are like totally so not good. You were actually tearing up that day. You're like, who's doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what can be done better?
I think, so like I mentioned to you when you came home regarding the government and how they wanted to shoot the stray dogs, just after we had our conversation, I actually came across a video on my social media about stray dogs in Uganda.
Yes.
So what they're doing is
Somebody.
the stray dogs, they're actually taking them in, training them to be sympathetic, no. What's the word I'm looking for? They're training the therapy dogs. They're training the dogs, the stray dogs, to be therapy dogs.
Yeah.
And they're actually helping the soldiers.
Yeah, and even the blind people.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
So it
yeah.
was actually a blind person who had started this initiative. He lost his sight at war.
Yeah.
And he's the one who started it. And there was another lady there who was taken in to the war at 13 years old.
Yeah.
She watched both her brothers being shot
buddy.
in front of her.
Come, buddy.
But
Yeah, buddy.
buddy, but
He's so restless.
this dog has actually helped her come
Down,
through.
like it has helped her therapeutically.
Definitely.
Now, as we let Buddy go, he really wants to run around. Can you show us some of the tricks that I hope he complies, that you've
Sure.
taught them at home?
I'll need to stand up for this.
It's okay. You can stand up. And Tiki's so quiet today. He normally barks. What's up? Anxious?
He's like, I'm chilling.
He's like, I'm chilling. I'm on TV.
Buddy, sit. Good boy.
Tiki.
Tiki for you as well, okay? Good, sit. Buddy, 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 buddy.
And then you also mentioned that he's
so distracted.
yeah, he gets easily distracted and he can decide to follow an order or not. But Tiki is very obedient.
Yes.
Like,
Sit. Tiki, sit. Okay. I guess they're just like,
they're just like, can we just go out and run around? Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Sorry,
thank
yeah.
you very much for coming here to share your babies
Thank
with
you.
us.
Thank you.
I'm sure someone out there has thought probably there's a different way to have to treat the pets.
Yeah.
Remember, you still have a spa date.
yes.
They need to go have their hair done and their nails as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks.
So we're taking a short break. When we come back, we will be joined by music. More music. Don't go away.